All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Monza. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series is back, kicking off an 8-race season at Monza. 50-minute race today. Big field here joining us for the first race. This thing is going to be a lot of fun. It's Monza. It's the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series, and it's live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series kicking off an 8-race season today at Monza. Going to be fast and furious, fun track, and it's live right here, baby, on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here. We're in the qualification session right now, I believe. Got about 4 minutes left in the qualification. You see Nikolai Basharkov, the top time, 148.580. Pedro Gomez in second, Colin Madiak third. Spencer Romo in fourth. Krill Brighton in fifth. So we are at Monza today, located in Monza, Italy. Hey, send me some plane tickets. I want to visit that place. One of my bucket list countries is to visit Italy. 5.7, almost 5.8 kilometers in length, 3.6 miles, 11 turns. And tell you what, man, the chicanes will reach out and absolutely bite you. Take care of your stuff and choose your passes. Race the track. That's the trick here at Monza. Again, thanks for coming in. Joining me here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the commentator, broadcaster. We got a good race here for you today at Monza, 50-minute race. It's race number 1 of 8 of the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series season. And again, I want to thank you for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Got a good race here for you today at Monza. And thanks for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Getting some chatters in here already. Givaldo in here, Thomas in here. Good to see them. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here and share my videos with all your friends. Any social media platform where you want to share YouTube videos or where you can. Please share my videos here at TurnLeftTV. And don't forget to go down in the description of this race and click on that link to go to the Fanatec website and help me out there if you're interested in purchasing racing equipment. And I want to give Fanatec a look. Side on them. Please use my link and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. And again, we got a good race here for you. Kicking off an 8-race season. Very excited about this one. We were excited about those GT3 cars coming back here on TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League, and it's going to be a fantastic season. Just got a few seconds left here in qualification session. We'll take a look at the schedule here in the GT3 Series. Starting off at Monza next week, we got Lime Rock. Okayama on 24 July. Daytona night race on July the 31st. Road Atlanta. Little drizzle at Road Atlanta on August the 7th. Watkins Glen coming up on the 14th of August. And then I see Hockenheimring on 21 August. Spa on August the 28th to finish out the season. So interesting schedule. And I saw a lot of thumbs up, a lot of positive comments on that schedule in our Discord channel. Make sure our side-by-side is working. It looks like it's working just fine. That's good news. Always like to check that. Probably should check it before I start the broadcast. But hey, man, I'm an amateur. Total amateur. I'm an amateur of an amateur. Whatever that means. Going to be a fantastic season. Take a look at the qualification results here as these guys finishing up their final lap, final bit of qualification. The top time there, Nikolai Basharkov in the actually I think he's in a radical. There's some issue with the car set or with the skin upload for him. Pedro Gomez qualifies P2, Kalamatiak P3, Lucas Simpfner P4, Spencer Romo qualifies P5, Krill Pryton P6, Joe Wilkes in the Porsche qualifies in the 7th position. Wayne Newton 8th in the BMW. Michael Brooks qualifies in 9th in the Radical. Zachman Casey qualifies in the 10th position. Qualifying in P11 is Will Dunbar. In the Audi this season, Dan Richter qualifies 12th. Ed Palumbo qualifies in the 13th position. Alexander Zakharov qualifies 14th. Christian Wilson qualifies in the 15th position. You guys got to go in the driver's meeting here. Today's keys to the race. That's right, keys to the race. Man, here at Monza, manage your braking points. That is an important one, man. Make sure that you don't get distracted and you get those braking points down pat. Keep your head on a swivel, man. These cars are going to be close together. This is not a huge track here, so keep your head on a swivel. Know where those cars are and be track aware. Corner entry, very important here to make sure you get into the corners well so you can get a good exit off the corners. Some of these corners you're definitely going to use the curb, the zebra, if you will. And then manage your risk. Be smart on when you make passes here at Monza. This thing is a little bit of a narrow track, and it's high speed. There's not a lot of slow. We got a couple chicanes that, and again, that's why we say corner entry. But manage your risk here. Manage when you make your passes and weigh that risk before you attempt to make that pass. That's important here at Monza. Keep yourself on the track. You follow those 4 things. Keep yourself in the hunt. Have good pit stops. You're going to be okay here at Monza. So those are the keys to the race here at in the first GT3 Series race here at Monza. And getting some chatters in here. Of course, Givaldo, he's a regular in here. Good to see him. I don't know if he brought the beer today, but he should have. We want some Brazilian beer, man. Givaldo, see if you can hook us up on that. Fandangos, Cara de Fandangos, got to know your channel through Bruno Mali. Oh, my God. Bruno Mali is one of my heroes, man. I'll tell you what, Bruno Mali was a huge influence for me when I decided to start trying to get into broadcasting. What a legend is Bruno Mali. So very honored that you get to know this channel through Bruno Mali. That is fantastic. So welcome, Cara de Fandangos. Later tonight, we got Road America coming up in the High Octane Racing League's Saturday Night Thunder. It's the Cup Cars. It's Road America, 35 laps. It's race number 1 of that third season of 2021. We do 10 race seasons in this in the stock cars. So racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I think I'm going to get out on the track here, man. I'm scared of this track in the stock cars, but we'll give her a shot. 35 laps. What can it hurt, man? How many times can I die in 35 laps? That's coming up later tonight. Next week, don't forget the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series will be back in action at Homestead, Miami. And look at that, Claudio Bardelli joining us in the chat. And guess who got the win last night at Daytona? That's right, Claudio Bardelli Jr. This guy is on a roll. So 3 races in the last week that he's won here at High Octane Racing League. So be aware of that guy, man. He's going to start racking up wins. Race number 4 headed your way on Friday, July the 9th. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 100 laps from Homestead, Miami Speedway. Don't forget, EliteHostingUSA.com is bringing you the race today. Perfect for rFactor 2 if you're looking for an rFactor 2 server. Actually, they have servers, I'm sure, in your local area, in your area of the world. I know Wild runs this outfit, and he's providing all our servers here for us and at Elite Hosting USA. But mentioned that he has hubs all over the world to be able to host servers. So if you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, they got 3 self-managed packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. So we got about just a little under 4 minutes, a little under 5 minutes, about 4.5 minutes left here in the warm-up session. So I guess we got just a shad under 8 minutes left to go. They were doing the drivers' meeting and decided to reset the warm-up session, give these drivers a full 10-minute warm-up session. So right now I have 16 drivers joining us here on the grid. Pretty good for an Independence Day weekend here in the United States. So July 4th is Independence Day here in the U.S. So a lot of fireworks, a lot of Chinese fireworks being blasted off. And if you have a dog, you know how awful this holiday can be here in the United States. Really freaks the dog out quite a bit. As my dog is lying next to me here on the floor. I'm not lying on the floor. My dog's lying on the floor. We'll have to add a dog cam to the broadcast. drivers that are joining us on a little bit of a hitch. Aren't they supposed to have cured that in the new UI? Cured the stuttering when drivers join or leave the server? Thought they were. How about this? Pedro Gomez driving the Bentley. The tank. Basharkov, I think, is actually in a... this is another thing that I don't have solved. I think Basharkov is actually in a radical today. We'll call him Snow White today. Nikolai Basharkov's going to be Snow White. So we've got about 3 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. And we're going to kick it off for race number 1 of an 8-race season here in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. And of course, TurnLeftTV will be bringing you all 8 races right here, free of charge. Free of charge. Preston Hassel joining us in the chat session and wishing us a good season this year. Dropping the chat up here, seeing Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us. Again, Cara de Fandangos joining us. Who's that? Givaldo Linares? Preston Hassel? Thomas Golom? Calling me the MG driver. Just because I was somehow able to get myself, after race number 1, in 19th position and earn 1 point. Oulton Park's one of my favorite tracks. That's coming up next. I got to get some practice laps in. Very fun track there. The BTCC cars at Oulton Park and the Sim Racing Mania's BTCC season. Going to need to get a lot of practice laps to compete in that season, man. This is a very, very talented drivers. 41 cars in the last race there. Got about 1:25 before we get the command to start the engines. Dennis Vandeven in the Corvette here. Got to be one of those guys you really talk about when you start thinking about who's going to win this race and maybe even take home the championship this season. Coming out in the 84 car, the Corvette. These guys making pit stops. Now they got to make a pit stop and change to a different compound of tire. So if they start out on mediums, they got to use hard or soft tires on their second bout. So you got to use 2 different compounds during the race. That's the rule. All right, boys and girls, I think it is that time. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series here at Monza. 50-minute race today. Race number 1 of an 8-race season. Right now showing 16 drivers on the grid.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, the starting order. Nikolai Basharkov starts in P1. Pedro Gomez starts in second. Colin Matiak P3. Dennis Vandeven starts in P4. Starting in P5, Luca Simfner in the Audi. Spencer Romo starts in sixth. Krill Pryton starts in the seventh position. Joe Wilkes starts in eighth in the Porsche. Starting in the ninth position is Wayne Newton in the BMW. Michael Brooks starts in 10th. Will Dunbar starts in the 11th position. Ed Palumbo starts in 12th. He's in the McLaren. Alexander Zakharov in the Radical starts 13th. Christian Wilson in the Audi starts 14th. Dan Richter in the Ferrari starts in the 15th position. And Zach Munkasey starts in 16th. So that's the starting order here for today's race. Again, this is the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series at Monza. First race of 8. Looks like they're going to do a restart here to what somebody had trouble getting in. All right, so we're going to go through this again, it looks like. All right, here they go. For real this time. Last time we were just practicing.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel.
Now we get an extra driver in here, so. All right, let's go through this again. The starting order, Nikolai Basharkov in the Audi starts in P1. In the Bentley, Pedro Gomez starts in second. Colin Matiak starts in the third position. In fourth is Dennis Vandeven in the Corvette. Lucas Simfner in the Audi starts in fifth. In the Porsche, Spencer Romo in the sixth position. Krill Pryton, the McLaren, starts in seventh. Joe Wilkes, the Porsche, starts in the eighth spot. Starting in ninth is Wayne Newton in the BMW. Michael Brooks in the Radical starts in the 10th position. Will Dunbar in the Audi in 11th. Ed Palumbo in the McLaren starts in the 12th position. In 13th is Alexander Zakharov in the Radical. Christian Wilson in the Audi starts 14th. Dan Richter in the Ferrari starts in 15th. Zach Munkasey starts in the 16th position. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the BMW starts in 17th. All right, man, remember those keys to the race. Braking points, head on a swivel, corner entry. Make sure you manage corner entry and manage your risk. Be smart on when you make your passes. Those are the keys to the race here today. Just to do a little review. 50-minute race. So remember, you got to make a pit stop and change 4 tires to a different compound. The pace car hauls butt here at Monza. I think it goes like 100 miles an hour. What's that, like 600 kilometers an hour or something? Just kidding. Basharkov right there on the tail end of that pace car. Okay, here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Man, that pace car was hauling, pardon my French, ass. Huge wreck right there. Got a BMW and a Porsche in the, looks like Dunbar got involved in that as well. See what happened here. Huge wreck there at the beginning. Looks like Spencer Romo had gotten turned around. Lee Newton had come off the track. He and Spencer Romo, we'll take a look at this a little bit earlier. This is on the start. That is a mess right there. They are 4 wide on the start. I don't know what they were thinking. 4 wide on the start before turn 1. That is not good. Looks like Will Dunbar gets caught up in that as well. Wow. Pedro Gomez, the race leader. Basharkov in the 2nd position. Madiak 3rd. Vandeven is 4th. Simpner running in the top 5 in 5th. So 4 wide on the start there. Gomez here in the Bentley leading the field in this 22 car. Basharkov got to be one of those favorites to win the race, running in the 2nd position. Madiak 3rd. Madiak in the Porsche running in P3. One of our young guns, Ohio driver, 16 years old. Right now running in P3. Dennis Vandeven in the Corvette running in the 4th position. And here's that mess there at the beginning. That was just an absolute disaster. I cannot believe they went 4 wide on that. And Palumbo in the McLaren here, picking up a spot as Michael Brooks has had some trouble. And Palumbo now up to the 9th position. Michael Brooks back to 10th. Actually, Michael losing another position. I think Zach Muncasey getting around. So Michael Brooks now back to P11 as Zach Muncasey's made a pass. In that Porsche, Michael Brooks giving him a little bit of a grief there in that Radical, so he's wanting to get that spot back side by side here with the Radical and the Porsche. Muncasey in that Porsche. Michael Brooks going to the inside and might end up getting Muncasey. Oh, there's some contact right there between the two of them. And Michael Brooks muscles his way through. Man, that got crazy right there, didn't it? Let's take a look at that That replay there as Michael Brooks getting by, muscling his way through, and a little bit of contact right there between Munkacy and Brooks. Basharkov, it looks like Colin Madiak has gotten a drive-through or something. He's cut track and had to come down pit lane. And wow, what a huge deal for Madiak. I would just go ahead and change my tires maybe. Of course, that might be illegal there. You might serve your drive-through. So Madiak giving up a ton of positions now. Back up here with our race leader, Pedro Gomez. Got about a little over a 2-second lead, 2.5-second lead on Nikolai Basharkov. Vandeven in third. Symphner in the fourth position. Alexander Zakharov here trying to make a pass on Lukas Symphner. Zakharov in the Radical getting by the Audi of Lukas Symphner. Symphner now back to the fourth position. Now he's going to end up losing another position, I believe. So you got Krill Prighton on the outside here trying to get by. So we want to look out of the back of his car. There we go, looking out of the back and at Lukas Symphner running in the Audi. Christian Wilson here running in his first race out in the Audi. He comes a little bit wide there, gets in the kitty litter and hopefully stays out of the wall. Looks like he does. Take a look at Joe Wilkes here in the BMW right now running in P7. Excuse me, in the Porsche running in P7. Good little battle just ahead with Luca and Krill. Luca trying to gain that spot back in this Audi. He's trying to close in on Krill Prighton, who had taken that spot in the McLaren. So coming up here to the chicane. Krill overshoots that, and right there, now that puts it in play, and Lukas Symphner going to try to close in. Krill does a good job of recovering, but that tightens things up a little bit. Joe Wilkes in this Porsche, he sees that opportunity to maybe gain 2 spots here on board here with him. He's running in P7. So good tight battle here, 3-way battle. Krill Prighton in the McLaren, the Audi of Lukas Symphner, and the Porsche of Joe Wilkes. Take a look at Michael Brooks here in the Radical. Little bit of loose condition for him coming around that turn. See a lot of guys here having some battles here. This is the McLaren of Ed Palumbo right now running in the 9th position. Good top 10 run here for him. Colin Madiak, after serving his penalty, running in the 10th position. How about that, man? Do a drive-through and still find yourself in P10. Zach Munkacy in the Porsche. He's running in the 11th spot, so good run for him. He does a little streaming from his cockpit here, too. He's having a pretty good run, running in the 11th spot. Will Dunbar in the Audi in the 88 car. Running in the 12th position. Just behind him is Wayne Newton in the BMW. Dan Richter trying to get that Ferrari up front here. He is running in P14, hoping to a little bit at a time chip into these guys, but it looks like he's got a pretty loose condition right now with that. Oh, man, he might have some issues there. He spun around. So Richter off track here, running in P14. So some challenges now for Dan Richter. How about this, man? This battle will tighten up. Zach Munkacy, Ed Palumbo, the McLaren of Ed Palumbo on the outside. Munkacy on the inside here, coming up to the chicane. Munkacy in this Porsche. He's going to take that position. Ed Palumbo not putting up too much of a fight here for him. So Munkacy gaining the spot now up to the 10th position. Ed Palumbo back to 11th. Go up here, look at our race leader, Pedro Gomez. He's got a almost a 4-second lead over Nikolai Basharkov. Vandeven running in the third position. Zakharov is in fourth. Take a look at Alexander Zakharov running in the Radical in P4. Good run here for him. Wayne Newton here now closing in on Will Dunbar. So the BMW of Wayne Newton running in P13, looking to try to get by Will Dunbar, who's in the Audi. On board here with Wayne Newton. Our second chicane on the track right there. Wayne Newton get a good exit off that chicane. Will Dunbar not letting him have it. Setting himself up here for the right-hander. So good battle right there between the Audi and the BMW. The BMW on the inside here. It's got a pretty decent run right on the bumper of that Audi. And a right-hand chicane coming up here at the end of this straightaway. See one little slip up here. This is a very challenging part of the track. We see a car off the track there, a McLaren coming off the track. That's Pedro Gomez. Looks like he's come off the track. No, that was, I think that actually it might have been Ed Palumbo missing this chicane. Gets just a little bit of a bad exit right there, and this car coming around. So the McLaren of Ed Palumbo turning around. He's in P13. See those Will Dunbar and Wayne Newton going by. So Palumbo now in P13. Tell you what, that battle right there, Basharkov in the snow white Audi. I think he's actually in a Radical, but for some reason it's showing him in an Audi. You gotta love this game, man. He's closing the gap. He's about 3.5 seconds or so, anywhere from 3.1 to 3.8 seconds or so behind. Basharkov racked up a lot of wins in our previous GT3 Series season. Got a cone there on the track, it looked like. Bardelli Jr. here, one of our latecomers to, oh, man, it looked like Christian Wilson might have gotten off track. As Bardelli Jr. goes by, Christian Wilson, I think we saw him have trouble with this area before here. Take a look at this, as this Audi gets a little bit too much speed, a little bit too high corner entry here, and backs out into the tire barrier and loses a fin, so he's going to have to come down pit lane, no doubt about that. That fin is defying the laws of physics right there for some reason. So Wilson has no fin on the back, no wing on the back, and he is going to have trouble handling that car. He's come around a couple times. Talk about trouble handling the car here. Lucas Simpner in the Audi. This car's getting a little bit loose right there where we saw Christian Wilson have some trouble. Luca comes off track. He's going to lose a couple positions. Joe Wilkes here in the Porsche. Watch him. He's going to come by, and you see Luca in the grass or in the gravel right there, the kitty litter, as Joe Wilkes gets through in the Porsche. Colin Madiak watching this. He's got to be cognizant of when Luca gets back on track. So Luca's lost 3 positions. Well, the Radical, or excuse me, the Bentley here of Pedro Gomez right now in command. He's not been able to open more of a gap there on P2. Basharkov really holding serve, but has to try to close that gap here. And maybe might do it on pit stops. 36 minutes left to go. Take a look at Vandeven running in the third position here in the Corvette. Alexander Zakharov just behind him. That battle has tightened up a little bit. Vandeven's got about a second gap there on P4. It is side by side here. Colin Matiak, Michael Brooks. Matiak in the Porsche, and Brooks is in the Radical coming down into turn one. And a little tight right there. Oh, we might have been a little bit of contact. Michael Brooks trying to rough up that 37 car. Colin Matiak now up to the 7th position. Michael Brooks back to 8th. Back here and take a look at Vandeven. He has got a lot of company right now with that Radical of Alexander Zakharov. Zakharov trying to find a way to get around this Corvette of Dennis Vandeven. So good run here for these guys, running in 3rd and 4th. See that battle 3 and 4 going by. Oh, our race leader coming off track. Pedro Gomez comes off track here. That's going to cost him some time and let Basharkov close in a little bit. With the 22, the Bentley of Pedro Gomez comes off track there a little bit, and he is having some handling trouble here. Maybe those tires wearing out a little bit. Basharkov following him off track a little bit in P2. So Basharkov here trying to close in. He realizes that Bentley having a little bit of trouble right now. Take a look at Kirill Pryton running in P5 in the McLaren. Been a quiet day here for him. Good top 5 run for Kirill in the McLaren. Those guys get a little bit racy. They're ahead. Zakharov and Vandeven get a little bit racy. That is exactly what Kirill wants to see. He's 11 seconds behind those guys right now. Joe Wilkes in his first race out here in the Porsche, running in P6. That's 6 seconds behind P5. He does have Colin Matiak there behind him. There's a couple Porsches there running together. About a second gap between the two of those guys. That is Colin Matiak there running in P7. Matiak's opened up a little bit of a gap there on Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks now in the 8th position, but that gap has stretched out here between he and Matiak. I'll tell you what, Michael Brooks is one of those guys, man. He is just not afraid to take some chances. See, got a cone there on the track. Nobody has stopped their car, gotten out and removed that cone yet. So that gap is swelled now again to 3.4 seconds. Got down under 3 seconds there for a little while, and now has swollen back up to about 3.5 seconds or so. So Gomez had a couple bad corners, lost some time, but now has recovered. So we got to start thinking about pit stops here fairly soon. You know, how long are these guys going to run on these tires? Some of them might try to stretch it out to really, really late in the race. And again, the rule here is in the GT3 Series of High Octane Racing League is you have to change the compound. So 4 tire stop, and you got to change compounds. Check on Lucas Simpner here in the 21 car. In the Audi, he's running in the 9th position. Just behind him, Zach Munkasey. He's in the Porsche. Actually, Munkasey there actually comes off track, so that wasn't Munkasey that's behind him. See Christian Wilson here in the Audi, running in P17. He had some trouble there, had to come in and get that wing changed or another wing put on him because he left the other one in the kitty litter. Running in P17 right now. Spencer Romo is that car that's 16th position, has gotten by Lucas Simpner, now not for position, but position on the track. Spencer Romo now up to the 16th position. So he had some trouble there at the start. I think those guys got 4 wide, if I'm not mistaken, at the start of the race. A little bit much, and I think the pace car was a little bit too fast here. It's probably something we need to look at, is slowing down the pace car if we run into that again, but that pace car was going like 100 miles an hour. Wayne Newton here in the BMW, the 63 car, picking up a spot. As Zach Munkasey comes off track. Take a look at Munkasey here in the Porsche. And he just misses this turn right there. Just did not get that car stopped here in the 29 car. And he's going to come through and do the slalom and get back out on track. And he's going to lose a position as Wayne Newton gets by. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Picking up a spot as Dan Richter is in the pits, taking some service. Take a look at our side-by-side as Dan Richter finishing up his pit stop now, coming back out on track. So that Ferrari now in P15. As Bardelli Jr. had made that pass, now up to the 14th position. Take a look at Spencer Romo here running in the 16th position. Now Spencer is a little bit off the pace. He is 1 lap down right now in P16. Good battle here. Alexander Zakharov, he has been closing in on Dennis Van de Ven for a while. Zakharov in the Radical is going to make that pass here coming into the chicane. And Zakharov now in P3. Van de Ven back to the 4th position. Go on board here with Dennis Van de Ven and watch this again, this replay, as Zakharov set him up, used that outside, and then the good exit off the chicane to open up a gap there on Van de Ven. Van de Ven now running in P4. Pedro Gomez, our race leader in the Bentley, 5-second lead over Basharkov. Zakharov in 3rd, Van de Ven 4th, Pryton in 5th. Madiak, Wilkes, Brooks, Simpner, and Newton rounding out the top 10. That battle's still pretty close there. Van de Ven not letting Alexander Zakharov get away from him, so he is now just under a second behind, about 0.6 of a second behind P3. So it'll be interesting. I think Van de Ven's one of those guys where he's not going to get rattled there. He's just going to kind of calm himself down a little bit, get back up on the wheel, on the edge of the seat, and make Zakharov not forget him. Will Dunbar here now up to P10 as Michael Brooks, Zach Munkacy, I think both on pit lane. We take a look at Will Dunbar there in the lower left as Zach Munkacy taking service in that Porsche here on minute 26. 26 minutes left to go, I should say. So long pit stops. Takes a long time to get these cars serviced. What do they got? One guy servicing the car? I don't see anybody out there. As Will Dunbar here in P10. So Munkacy a ton of time on pit lane right now. He is losing some important positions. Now down to 13th. Keep in mind that many of these race leaders have to come down pit lane. So now Munkacy finishing up that pit stop. Coming back out on track. I'm getting some word that Dennis Vandeven's want me to look at the TurnLeftTV logo on his car. Oh yeah, I would never pass up an opportunity for that. Let's see. Let's get in the camera view here. Oh, look at that! Look at that right there. My new favorite driver, Dennis Vandeven. How about that with the TurnLeftTV logo? And we'll get a look at Vandeven at the wheel. How about that paint scheme right there? That is awesome. My gosh, man. That's some talent right there. So Vandeven, look at that, man. That concentration. Right now, running in the 4th position. There we go. And while we were messing around, look at this. Vandeven on the outside as Zakharov makes a pit stop here. So Vandeven now in P3. Now P2 because Nikolai Basharkov on pit lane as well. So we got some big names here on pit lane. Zakharov, Basharkov taking service. So pit stops underway. Wondered how long it would be before these guys start making pit stops. We see Alexander Zakharov in the 8th position now. That 62 car, that Radical on pit lane. As Vandeven now up to P2. Now he's still got to make a pit stop here. But I'll tell you what, man, you can gain a lot of time getting on and off pit lane. Sifner also making a pit stop. So Zakharov finishing up his pit stop here in the Radical. So got to be wondering now, when is Gomez going to be making a pit stop here? Got 22 and a half minutes left to go in the race. Vandeven now in 2nd, Pryton 3rd, Madiak is in 4th. We'll take a look at Kirill Pryton here in the McLaren. He and Colin Madiak having a great battle. Madiak running in the Porsche in P4 right now, and those guys are nose to tail. So the McLaren of Kirill Pryton and Colin Madiak on the inside here coming to the turn. Pryton using that speed on the outside. He might end up giving up this spot. As Colin Madiak takes that position. Will Pryton now coming down pit lane, so that's probably not why he was fighting him too hard. So Pryton now coming down pit lane here in the McLaren to take some service. Pedro Gomez still has not made a pit stop. He's got a pretty decent lead, obviously, over Colin Madiak, who is running in the second position. Now 36 seconds down, so Pedro still has to make a pit stop. Joe Wilkes running in the Porsche here in P3. Had about 10.5 second gap between he and P2. Vandeven and Pryton on pit lane. Pryton in that McLaren. This has got to feel like just an eternity. As he's finishing up his pit stop now. Using that speed limiter to make sure he doesn't get caught speeding. So now Pryton back out on track in the 9th position. Looks like Zakharov might have missed that turn. Zakharov off track right there. Zakharov totally missed that turn. Take a look at this again here. Zakharov, after making pit stop, a little bit too much, probably some cold brakes there, does not end up getting that car slowed down. He's going to get up through the grass, and you see Will Dunbar going by. Kirill Pryton also went by. Take a look at Kirill Pryton here. As Zakharov had trouble there, we're probably a little bit early in this. Now Pryton, I think, is actually going to get by Zakharov. At least I thought he was. Zakharov there trying to get that spot. Getting around Will Dunbar. So we get that spot back as Will Dunbar doesn't fight him too much. So Zakharov now back up to the 5th position. Vandeven in 4th. Basharkov in the 3rd position. Pedro Gomez has fallen back to the 2nd position as Lucas Simpner has gotten around. Will Dunbar on pit lane here as Michael Brooks makes that pass. Picks up a spot there. So Lucas Simpner had gotten around and now is in P1. I see what's happened there as it looks like the race leader came down pit lane, I believe. He had a pretty fair lead, but he gives up the race lead here to Lucas Simpner, who's running in the Audi. 17.5 minutes left to go. Oh, actually Lucas on pit lane here, so he's made a pit stop. So we're going back to live there. As Gomez now back to the race lead as Luca comes down pit lane. Basharkov right there on the tail of Pedro Gomez. So this battle here for P1 has tightened up in a huge way. The Bentley, the number 22 of Pedro Gomez, in P1. Nikolai Basharkov in the second position. Vandeven in third. Alexander Zakharov in the fourth position, and Kyle Matiak is fifth. Sefner now back out on track in the Audi. Putting a little pressure on Michael Brooks. So Luca in the Audi, Michael Brooks in the Radical just ahead. These guys are running in P8, P9. Will Dunbar picking up spot there as Spencer Romo comes down pit lane. So Romo in the Porsche on pit lane. Take a look at Kyle Matiak here in the 37 car in this Porsche. He is running in the fifth position, so good top five run here for him. 15 minutes left to go in the race. Krill Prighton into McLaren running in sixth. Joe Wilkes running in the seventh position. A little bit of traffic right now for Krill Prighton. And it is a little bit of a traffic jam back there. As that got a little tight coming into the turn. Take a look at Joe Wilkes here running in P7. On board here with him as he navigates through the chicane. They get Lucas Simpfner now running in the ninth position, so a little bit of an early pit stop. A little bit of a late pit stop for him, and now falling back to the ninth position after pit stops have cycled around. He was leading a few laps there. But Michael Brooks just ahead in P8, so a good battle there. Joe Wilkes in the seventh position, so we've got a pretty close battle there. P7, P8, P9. Pretty tight battle. You see Joe Wilkes leading that train there of those three cars in the Porsche. So we've got a Porsche, a Radical, and an Audi. Running in 7th, 8th, and 9th. Vandeven has that car in the third position. Zakharov is hounding him. Running in P4. Vandeven trying to close in on Basharkov. Well, Basharkov's got a fair amount of distance on him, about 13 seconds or so, but he got to hit your marks. Got a fair amount of time left here, and all somebody has to do is have a little bit of a little trouble there, and you're back in the game. But Vandeven's got to be cognizant of what's behind him. He's got some lap traffic just in front with the BMW. Basharkov's not fooling around here. Basharkov in the Audi. Oh, Pedro Gomez has huge trouble. Pedro Gomez comes off track. Huge trouble for him as Basharkov's going to get by. Gomez had a huge trouble there. It looks like he got into the tire barrier. Take a look and see what happened to Pedro Gomez. Man, he just missed his braking point. Comes around and gets that car just snapped around on him, and he gets into the wall there. Man, he just totally missed his braking point. Take a look at this again as he misses this, and man, I don't know what happened. That is a weird, that is crazy right there, the way that car Looked like it dug into the sand and then flipped around. And he's going to lose a position. Now back to second. He has got a ton of damage he's going to be dealing with. Go on board here with him. Oh man, it just thing jumped up off that curb and then dug into the sand right there and gets into that tire barrier. He has got to be beside himself, man. He was in control. So back up here with Dennis Vandeven running in P1, or in the third position. Gomez is in second, so that's some help that Vandeven needed. But I tell you what, Vandeven cannot rest as he has got Zakharov all over the back of him right now. Look at this, Alexander Zakharov in the Radical, hounding Dennis Vandeven. 10 minutes left to go, about 10 and a half minutes left to go. And it is all take and no give now. Zakharov good through that chicane. Closing in on the 84 car. And you got to be thinking that Pedro Gomez has got a fair amount of damage on this machine. Definitely boogered up those tires, and he's going to end up giving up some more time to those guys climbing up the back of him. So now our race leader is Nikolai Basharkov. Not a lot of mistakes out of this guy. We've seen him in that previous GT3 Series season. Solid contender. Zach Munkazy here climbing a position. As Dan Richter having some trouble there in the Ferrari. Dan Richter came around. See what happened to Dan Richter. So you see Dan Richter coming around there. And now trying to get that car straightened back up. Colin Matiak here having a good solid night. Running in the 5th position. Keeps plugging away. He had that penalty that he had to do, a little drive-through penalty, but he has gotten that car back out on track and running in P5. Did not panic. Real Prighton in the McLaren. Running in 6th position, Joe Wilkes in 7th. Michael Brooks back to the 8th position. Lucas Simpfner in 9th. Take a look at Joe Wilkes here in the Porsche, and he's got Michael Brooks just behind him. So a lot of traffic here with a three-way battle here. Is Michael Brooks running in the 8th position. Lucas Simpfner in 9th back there in the Audi. Oh, right there. Oh, no! Joe Wilkes comes off track, slams into the wall. And I think he's got a fin stuck in the wall. Look at that. So Joe Wilkes is having some trouble. He cannot get that car off. He's got this fin stuck on the wall, and he cannot get the front of that car down. Oh, my God. He needs somebody to hit the front end of his car. He is in huge trouble there. As guys are going to have to be cognizant of that as they come around that turn. Here's our race leader, Nikolai Basharkov. The fin stuck up on the wall, and he cannot get the front end of that car down to gain any traction there. What a tough break for Joe Wilkes as he retires his machine. As Basharkov goes around. So Joe Wilkes, DNS, what a tough break there for him. He was having a pretty good night. Go on board here with, watch this, man. Go on board here. See, he gets in the kitty litter and then just slams into the wall. And then backs it back into the wall, and that car just stands up. Take a look at Pedro Gomez here in the Bentley. Running in the 2nd position, 15 seconds off the race lead. 6.5 minutes left to go. Vandeven in 3rd. Zakharov in 4th. That battle between P3, P4 is tight. Less than a second separates those guys. Madiak running in the 5th position, Prighton 6th, Brooks 7th, Simpner in the 8th position. Wayne Newton in 9th, Zachman Casey in the 10th position. Dan Richter here gave up a spot to Zachman Casey, and McCasey gave it right back, got off track. Take a look here at what happened to Zachman Casey. Gets in, just a little bit too much speed and cannot get that car slowed down. And backs that through the chicane and going to end up losing a position as you see Dan Richter and the Ferrari goes by. And Palumbo's had a little bit of a challenging night. He mentioned he didn't have a lot of practice at this track, and this McLaren a little bit loose for him. He slams the wall. So some contact there for Ed Palumbo. Five minutes left to go. Basharkov is in the lead. Gomez 15 seconds back. That battle between Vandeven and Zakharov has not lightened up at all, has not eased up at all. Zakharov running in the 4th position. He is looking to try to pounce on Dennis Vandeven. Got to find, there we go. So looking out of the back of Dennis Vandeven's machine at Zakharov. Vandeven running in 3rd, Zakharov in P4. See the Audi getting out of the way, letting these guys have a clear shot. So great battle there for P3. Vandeven owns it, Zakharov wants it. Vandeven does not make a lot of mistakes, man. He is solid in this Corvette. Zakharov having a great night here. Zakharov looking on the high side here, coming into the chicane. Zakharov trying to squeeze him a little bit. Vandeven slips up. Zakharov takes that position, outbraked him, got up on the high side there, crowded him a little bit, and got by. Vandeven did not get the entry that he wanted into that turn. Now Vandeven playing catch up here with 5 minutes left to go. Actually, just under 4 minutes left to go. Take a look at this replay here as Zakharov working that outside entry. He's going to set himself up. Oh, man, there might have been a little contact right there. I mean, he just pushed him out of the way. Go on board here. So it might have been a little contact. No, it doesn't look. It looks like Vandeven just got up on the curb and slowed that car down. So Vandeven now playing defense on Colin Madiak. Madiak in the Porsche. He's trying to gain a position here in the waning moments. Got 2.5 minutes left to go. Look at that battle right there. Oh, there was some contact between the Porsche and the Vet. Oh, Vandeven gets out on the grass and loses the back end, actually hitting the Porsche, actually straightened him up. But Colin Madiak takes that position. Vandeven may end up having some tire issues here. Madiak and Vandeven. Vandeven is pissed right now. He wants that spot back, and it looks like Madiak gave him that spot back. Look at this battle here. This battle, they get together. Get around the turn, got together, and then Vandeven got in the grass and almost spun, got into the 37. The 37 pulls over there and is going to let Vandeven have that spot back. That may be something that's going to end up being replayed to you later down the road. Basharkov continuing to lead. Gomez in second. Zakharov in the third position. Vandeven fourth. Matiak is fifth. Just a minute and a half left to go. We're going to get another lap in here, I think.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We're getting a full course yellow here. I'm not sure how in the world that happened. We got yellows turned off here, so very interesting how that worked out. Supposed to be sector cautions only, and there must have been a really, really bad wreck there as we're trying to get a screenshot of see what happened here. Kalamatiak see what happened here. 0 minutes remaining, but it says there's a full course yellow. Oh man, looks like a warp right there. Looked like Vandeven had warped back into Basharkov's, or excuse me, into Kalamatiak's car. So Basharkov is going to end up winning this race. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we're trying to figure out what happened here. Must have been such a huge crash that it caused a crash in the game, or a full course yellow to come out. Very interesting. As Basharkov's going to end up winning this race. Congratulations to him. So congratulations to Nikolai Basharkov on taking the win here. That was crazy what happened there. I think we're all still trying to figure that out. So congratulations to Nikolai Basharkov. Did not panic. He had some challenges there with Pedro Gomez. Took advantage of a little trouble there with Pedro and got up front. So congratulations to him. We'll take a look at the finishing results here. Very interesting finishes with the sector with the full course caution coming out. Nikolai Basharkov finishes in P1. Pedro Gomez finishes in second. Zakharov third. Vanoven fourth. Michael Brooks finishes in the fifth position. Colin Matiak finishes sixth. Krill Pryton finishes in the seventh position. Lucas Symphner finishes in eighth. Wayne Newton finishes in the ninth position of the BMW. Zachman Casey finishes in 10th. Finishing in the 11th position is Dan Richter. Will Dunbar finishes 12th. Spencer Romo finishes in the 13th position. Ed Palumbo 14th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 15th position in that BMW. Christian Wilson, 16th place finish. Joe Wilkes finishes in 17th.
Pit road will be open this time for lead lap cars.
So congratulations to, oh, we got Roman up there. No, we got to change that name. There we go. We got the right name there. Sorry about that. We had a lot going on there. Unexpected going on. But Snow White, Nikolai Basharkov. Is it snowing in Russia or Belarus? I can't remember where he was from. I know he's from Belarus or Russia. One or the other. I think it's, I think it is Russia. He'll tell me. Definitely tell me. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure it's snowing there. That's why his car is white. So congratulations to him. A good run for him. And, not surprising on the race winner. He is a solid contender every night. He comes out in a GT3 series every weekend. Every time he races in GT3s, he is a threat to win the race. So congratulations to Nikolai Basharkov on getting the win here at Monza.
Pit road will be open this time.
Hopefully we're going to get Nikolai up here in the booth with us shortly. He's having a conversation right now. Drinking some champagne. All right, Nikolai Basharkov joins us up here in the booth. Congratulations on the win at Monza.
Thank you, Heath.
Well, you had a pretty good battle with Pedro Gomez. Talk about that battle that you had with him nearly all race long.
Okay, actually, I had a big problem because even I qualified on the first place, I immediately lost my position, and Radical is the car which just can't race with a low rear wing. And even in Monza, I used 8th one. And due to that, there was really no chance to overtake him on track, just because on the straight he just go on while I'm struggling. But maybe I could overtake him if he didn't cut the first chicane on the second lap. But after the start, when he overtook me and on the second lap, the max was disappeared. I think because a crash on the first lap. And due to that, after he cut the chicane, he had a gap around 3 seconds. And I just... the only I can just waiting for his mistake.
Yeah, I think when you come out to one of these tracks here in the GT3 series, that everybody's going to make a mistake. You're gonna miss a turn, you're gonna miss a chicane at some point, miss a braking point, and it's about recovery. And it seems like you did a great job of kind of overcoming some of your own mistakes throughout the race, and you're able to capitalize at the right time on Pedro's mistake. But it had to be a lot of fun there trying to close in on him.
Yes, really. I also made some mistakes, and again due to this max in the first corner. I really hate the guy who
knocked the signs over. Yeah.
Yes, but we all were in same situation, so.
Well, next week is Lime Rock. Talk about that track if you are interested, or if that's a good track for you, or how you're feeling about your chances at Lime Rock.
Okay, firstly, I think in Lime Rock I will be faster just because there are no straights, and I can use preferences of my high win. But same time, I never raced on Lime Rock with chicane, so it will be a little challenge. And also, I think I don't like with chicane, even I never race with. But Lime Rock is like a river, and it flows really nice, and the chicane just.
Yeah,
it's not good.
A little bit of an unknown, isn't it? Well, congratulations on the race win, and good luck to you the rest of the season, and good luck to you next week at Lime Rock.
Thank you.
All right, that's Nikolai Basharkov joining us up here in the booth with the win here at Monza. And congratulations to him. Good race. Pedro Gomez had a great race as well, finishing in the second position. Well, don't forget, coming up next week on Friday, July the 9th, race number 4 in that third season of 2021 in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series. That's right, the Xfinity Series will be in action at Homestead Miami Speedway. 100 laps. And, we had a great race at Daytona last night. Very, very interesting race. You can check that out on the YouTube channel. And this one will not disappoint, man. Homestead Miami is a fantastic track. You're going to see a lot of two-wide battles there throughout the entire race. So keep your eye on the stream for the stream on Friday, July the 9th. It'll start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to say, hey, thanks so much for coming in and joining me here on the YouTube channel. It has been a blast bringing you this race. A lot of fun here. I'm excited for Lime Rock next week. And I appreciate you guys showing up. Got some folks who had participated in the chat session tonight. And a pretty good crowd here joining us on TurnLeftTV today. Appreciate each and every one of you. Everybody who is subscribed to the channel or comes out and watches the races, tells their friends about it. And engages in the chat sessions. Always really appreciate that. I'm surprised anybody would watch the races here, to be honest with you. When I first started this, I thought, is nobody going to watch these races, man? I was even afraid to broadcast live. I'd record them and upload them, and now I get a lot of people coming out and watching the races, and always makes me nervous, but I have a good time with it. But, hey, thanks for coming out here and watching the race here tonight on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate that. Well, Lime Rock's coming up next week in the GT3 Series. We got a good race here tonight in the first race out. I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and watching TurnLeftTV. Don't forget, tonight has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Please give those guys a look if you're interested in an rFactor 2 server. You can find one in your region of the world just by following EliteHostingUSA.com. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you next time. I am out of here.